Hey guys, I want to welcome you back to the channel. I want to thank you guys again for all the love I've seen. We're up over 100 subscribers, pretty excited about that. So with that, I wanted to basically start off the year with letting you guys know what I feel is the best thing you could do with your Fuji gear to give you the best street photos you can get. It's real simple. Learn your gear. So repetition is always key, of course. Going to the same locations, getting used to what's going on. Nothing's ever the same. The days changes, the time of the day changes, and so forth. But for you to be able to be ready to capture a great photo while out using your gear, you have to actually use your gear. You also have to actually use the same gear over and over and over again. So let's start off with the number one thing folks always want to do with photography gear. And I'm guilty of it of myself, which is upgrade. Not necessarily upgrade for the sake of the current camera I have no longer works for me. I'm having issues with the memory. I'm having issues with functionality. The newer camera is such an advanced or high level upgrade that it makes sense to go ahead and upgrade my gear. No, some of us, and myself included, have fallen in the trap of upgrading because it's the newest thing. You know, think of the iPhone. So, but when it comes to photography and wanting to basically get the most out of your skill set, you really need to learn your camera. Which means you need to spend time with it, which means you don't need to upgrade it, particularly because when it comes to cameras, even Fuji, so right here I have the X100V. This camera will take video. This camera will take stills. This camera's target audience is travel. It's compact, as you guys can see. It is a great camera. On its own, it will do a lot of things. It will take great photos. It will actually take great video if you know what you're doing. The key again is learning this camera, and to learn it, I have to shoot it. As I shoot this camera, one of the things that happens is that you get to the point that you start to get a feel for the camera, and you do things like I've done here. You know, I've added a shutter button. I've put a grip on here. I've even gotten a glass filter that will go on the camera to do the weather sealing, but doesn't take away the ability to put the lens cap on and still give it that original look as you see here. I'll make sure I put down in the comments the accessories I have, so that you guys, if you're interested in it, you can go ahead and take a look at that. If you happen to use the link, affiliate link, I would appreciate it. It doesn't add anything to you guys purchasing. Something I thought I might as well do in case folks are interested is definitely start putting down the name of the things that you see on my cameras. I've been getting a few comments and been answering them. So with that, I also know I'm clumsy. So I want to protect my gear, which is why I got the case here. And I got the screen protector. I've learned that this is all I really need on my cameras for it to give me a comfortable feel so that I can take that away from the negative experience and not knowing the camera. So when an opportunity comes up, I can take a great shot. But like I said earlier, you fall into that trap of wanting to get gear, right? Gear acquisition syndrome. And not too soon after having the X100F, I did get the X100V. Now, was the X100F giving me everything I needed? Up to that point, it was. The major reasons I upgraded to this, and it's the only reason I think a person should upgrade camera bodies, is because the upgrade was such a significant upgrade from the F that I knew it would improve my shooting experience. And that basically was that the screen flipped. That gave me the ability to shoot from the hip, which I shoot the most when I'm out taking street portraits, and I love that. So it guaranteed a better shooting experience for me and helped me get better opportunities, better images, and so forth. So that to me is a worthy upgrade, but it continued to learn the camera. The menu didn't change that much from the previous model, so it was an easy transition. But I still fell to the gas syndrome, and I picked up an X Pro 3. Now this is the first X Pro I've ever had. I have an X-T4, which I'm filming this on. So that's 3 cameras. And then as you guys all know, I just picked up the XS10. So I have 4 cameras. And with that, that's 4 cameras you have to learn to shoot with. You have to learn how you want to shoot with those cameras. As you can see on my X Pro3, I got a half case that adds to the grip, adds the comfort feel of it. I have a protective screen on there to help. Unfortunately, I did not have the case before I went out on the maiden voyage, and I did drop this bad boy and got just a little damage there. But that's the whole, you know, a nostalgicness of having gear and holding on to it, especially when you've gotten it the way you need it, so that you can go out and get some great pictures. I've done a great job of learning this camera, but even so, the menus on this camera is slightly different from that of the X100V. This camera will definitely take video. This camera will do everything that the X100V will do, but the added bonuses is I can add lenses on here. And that's one of the other biggest reasons I got this, is because as much as I love my X100V and as much as I love putting on the conversion lenses, I do at times want to put on longer lenses and be able to still use something that gives me the same feel of the X100V, that rangefinder style of feel that both the cameras have to offer. So, but that being said, they're great for stills. I can get some video from it, even B-roll video. But when it comes to wanting to dive in the world of video, I went and got the X-T4. Now, I had the XH1 before I had the X-T4, and I upgraded from 2 XH1s to an X-T4 because of the enhancements in the IBIS. I was not exactly happy with the body, but I knew I wanted that enhancement of the IBIS because at the time I was shooting a lot of local pop-up music events with a group in Detroit, and I was shooting at probably 4 or 5 shows a month. And I love the XH1 for the IBIS that it gave in the size and the grip, which is why when the XS10 came out, I broke down after a couple of months of this being out and finally getting it. As you saw from my initial video on this, I'm pretty stoked about this. I've learned it very well to the point I've actually customized this more than I've customized my X-T4. And I got to be honest with you guys, if the XH2 would have come out a lot sooner, I would have probably never gotten the X-T4. I had the X-T2 previously. I was going to upgrade to the X-T3. It came out with the XH1s, and I went that route, and I would have never left. But again, with the improvements, it was worth the upgrade. But I've had to learn all 4 cameras so that I can get the most out of them. So when the XH2 does come out, I have to think hard about whether it's a worthy enough upgrade for me to switch off from the X-T4 to that. Now, alone, I know the grip is going to be a hard sell for me. It's going to be hard for me not to want to get that camera. But my goal is to see if I can get what I can get out of the X-T4, which I am getting right now. It is ticking off all of the check marks for me, and be able to continue to learn this camera. Because in all honesty, all these cameras will do the same thing. They just do certain things better than the others. They all take great stills. All of them do. I love the way the XS10 handles. And with that small rig setup that I have on the bottom, it gives me a little bit more grip for that pinky to rest on, as you guys see. And then again, as you guys know, I love the fact that I can hit that record button without going into record mode, and then hit that button again and be right back at stills. They did a great job on how they set this camera up. On my previous video, I said that this button only allowed me to do one thing, and I was seriously wrong about that. I found out soon after I did that video talking to a Fuji rep that I didn't have it set right, but you can program this as well. So this is a highly customizable camera, and it has become my travel camera. So right now, when I go traveling, the XS10 is definitely going to fit the bill. The X Pro3 is going to be with it. And if I don't want to take the X Pro3 and a few lenses, it will be the X100V with the conversion lens along with the XS10. Now, I also shoot film, and every time I go out, I have digital and film. So again, that's another camera I had to learn. And I have had these cameras now, with the exception of course, the XS10, for a little bit now, and I've learned them and customized them so that I can get the best photos I can get, because the camera is second nature. It's not a hindrance. I'm not learning something new. So as you start to go out and venture in the world of any type of photography you do, just keep in mind that the better you get at photography, one of the aspects is because you got better at learning and knowing and using the gear that you have. So with that, wanted to do that just quick PSA to start the year off. Looking forward to doing a number of shoots this month. Some one-offs will be some studio shoots. Start showing you guys how, yes, the the Fuji line is a perfect camera line to do studio work with. So I'll be doing some photos with the X-T4. I'll be doing some photos with the XS10 in studio. I've another YouTuber I follow. He actually uses his Pro3 in studio, and I've seen other people do it too. So the Fuji brand of cameras definitely are studio or pro level cameras. And honestly, if you know what you're doing again with your camera, and you know your camera, you know what you can get out of it, you can get a lot of photography projects and a lot of different styles of photography taken care of. You have a number of folks that use Fuji cameras for everything from wedding photography to landscape to so on. So I have a little train trip I'm going to be doing. So hopefully I'll get some good shots on that, and you'll see a video of that. I don't want to spoil the surprise on that one, on where I'm going on that train ride. But looking forward to some fun things here in January. It's very cold outside of Michigan, and street photography it does lighten up because the folks aren't out as much because of that cold weather. So this is a perfect opportunity for you guys to see me using my Fuji gear in other manners, like inside in the studio and so forth. So you guys have a good one, and I'll see you guys on the next video.